Hey folks, we're going to do some more martial power development for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Give me a second here to check my signal, get through my intro spiel, and then we're going to dive into converting the Rune Knight into the martial power system. So, checking my signal here real quick to make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear. We're going to do mic check, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do mic check, mic. Sounds like I'm here. So that's a start. So 1 foot at a time, eh, folks? Let's see. Beep, beep here, and I'm going to boost my signal across the Discords a bit while I go through my intro spiel here. So let's go. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and then publish them online. I've been focusing my attention on Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition here for the past number of years. There are a slew of links in the description down below to works that I've created, and you can see on screen here a medley of different things that are already linked down below. Though the one exception there is the hold on real quick, the Spelljammer book that's in the lower right hand corner here. That's actually something that is still in development, so we actually stream that in the mornings, Monday through Friday. We're doing book production for that right now. So hold on real quick. I want to get rid of this. There we go. Cool. Baka. Good to go. So yeah. So normally I do artwork in the morning. For those that are here that are normally into artwork, you can click on the free preview in the product page for each of those. It opens up a free preview of all the books there. There's probably about 150 different illustrations among the books that are just presented here. Beyond, and then there's a lot more on D&D, on DMsGuild in general. So if you're an art enthusiast or if you're a D&D enthusiast and you're just checking out new stuff, again, a lot of free preview there for you to check out what it is. If you think this stuff is cool, consider making a purchase. Also, I stream. When I stream, I post that I'm live on Twitter. So if that's how you prefer to get notifications and you're still on the platform, you can follow me at Phil Kearney. But of course, best way to always get notifications is here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to always get notifications. I'm here 6 days a week, 10 different channel programs that we run on a weekly basis. We've picked up another subscriber, so thank you. And we're trying to build to 500 by the end of the year. I have no idea if we'll be able to pull it off or not, but it sure is fun trying. So thanks a lot for being part of the cause, for all the folks that have been sticking around and checking this stuff out. Just as a quick prelude here, the reason why we're building this martial power system is twofold. One, martials need as many options to be able to build their own action economy and power fantasies the same as spellcasters can, which means that you need to have a ranked system that grows in power as you gain levels, and there needs to be an array of options, more options than you can possibly choose for a single character, that are good options. So you want to have an ongoing kit of scalable like feats or spells, or we call them powers, which are some of them are feats. Some of them are like spells, but all of them sit inside of that space and available for martials. We are currently on our 82nd episode of doing this, so you can check any of the previous 80 episodes in the playlist to go through the spiel of what we go through about explaining how these things work. But we got a lot on our plate today, so I think I want to just dive in. But I will say, for people that want to play along, you can check out. Let's see, where is it? Find out about my stuff, martial powers, Twitter, Patreon. Here we go. Playtest content and early looks at my Patreon. So if you go into my Patreon here and you scroll down to all the messaging stuff, there's different playtest content stuff that's available for you here to look at. But currently we're looking at the martial power system. So if you click on here, you'll get my playlist that we're currently recording to right now. But more importantly, the martial power system here. If you click on that, it'll take you to the Google Doc. It's a read-only document, so you can look, don't touch. But it's ready to go for level 1 to 20. All the barbarian, all of the rogue, all of the ranger, paladin, artificer, and warlock are already built out. We're finishing up The last couple subclasses for fighter. Then we're going to do another refining, another pass-through for editing and refining, and we're going to start some playtesting here for character levels 3 to 7. I've been playtesting from level 12 till now 19 at my home table on a weekly basis. So I'm feeling really comfortable with this at the upper tiers. Now I just need to see if this thing works just as well and is as much fun at the lower tiers when there's less resources, when your characters can't do as much. Should still work out fine, but we have to playtest it to find out. So if you want to have voting privileges on when we playtest and if you'll be a part of it or not, you can join me on Patreon for $1. Would love to have you on board supporting the team and get access to all the stuff, all the first looks, all the article content. And we'll be putting stock art up on there in the new year as well. So, martial power system, it's a mana system. It's the same mana system that we used in the 5-color mana spell point variant rules. If you aren't familiar with these already, they're all free preview. You can check them down in the link down below. They're nearly a gold. They're like 30 sales away from being a gold bestseller, which will be my top ranked sales so far on the site. So, thanks a lot for everybody that are MTG color enthusiasts. The other thing that we built this system for not only was to give quadratic growth to martial classes, but to also have one common spell point mana system that all 13 classes in 5th edition can use, using the 5-color mana spell point variant rule system inspired by Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering has white, blue, black, red, green mana to power different spells and effects. So we have a plug-and-play mana system that marshals can use with this system. So if you use this, and once it's bundled in with this, everything will be like a 40% discount. So jump on board now and get a discount for when it comes out now. This will allow all 13 classes to use the same color mana language for settings like Strixhaven, Ravnica, Theros. If they're going to develop stuff for Ixalan or for Ikoria or for like Kaladesh or New Capenna, all these things can all use the color mana language in 5e using this mana system. It's super easy to use, simple to learn, infinite in options that you can build out different types of color identities for your characters. Be welcome to hit me up anytime that you want. But so we are going to work on the Rune Knight today. So what we do here is we extract the text from D&D Beyond here. As you can see, we're down here at the Rune Knight. We've already worked through all the other subclasses here in the fighter. We finished Barbarian. We finished Rogue. Technically, Monk is finished, but I want to go back again because we've been adding a lot of bonus powers to all the subclasses, and I want to give the Monk that same level of attention. So once the fighters are done, we'll sweep through the monks and juice them up a little bit more as well. But after Rune Knights, we'll have Samurai, and then the Gunslinger doesn't count because that's Exandria content, and for some reason I can't remove it from my list once it's bought, and I can't get rid of it. So D&D, be better. You guys spent $500 million on this platform. Why don't you make it useful? So having said all that, and punching upward is done, we extract the text from the document here into a Word file. We will then go through all the features and things that the Rune Knight has. We will compare it to the list of powers that exist inside of the martial power system that we've been developing here. Meow, 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 meow. We'll scroll down here. Pass all. Again, you can read along with me and play along if you're interested. But we'll be here for another hour and 20-ish minutes. So I got a timer going here. Yeah, it's 1:58, so that's looking good. So let's see. We're going to scroll down here to the martial powers. There's about 140 different powers that we've developed that are different from spells or maneuvers or different. They're all built off of class features and options that exist inside of 5e, and then some extra stuff that we've built out. There's also the option, instead of learning powers that use mana, you could instead choose to just learn a shitload of feats, so that you don't have to worry about using a mana pool. Like, you could be a Rakdos character with technically red and black magic, but if all you did was purchase a bunch of feats, then you wouldn't have to use any mana at all. It's just that's your identity, and that's the end of it. So if you're looking here at the front end of the playtest document, you can see here it uses half casting progression. You have a power die, which is like a bardic inspiration die, or a martial arts die, or a superiority die, or a psionic die that basically gives higher bonuses and damage capabilities when you're powering and channeling these. When you're channeling these different powers, there's a stack of powers that you know as you gain levels that you can swap out every time you gain a level, and as well as like when you take rests, you can swap out abilities. Your mana pool, like your hybrid casters, like artificers, paladins, rangers, they use the long rest mechanic and eventually accumulate 40 points. A first rank power costs 1 point. A fifth rank power costs 5 points. Pretty straightforward. If you're using the 5 color mana spell point, we're gonna rebrand this when we rebuild these next year with 1D&D into just 5 color mana spell points, and drop all the extra text to make this easier for people to digest. But the 5 color mana system goes up to 9th level as well as 10th level option for wishes. But 9th level spells cost 9 points. A wizard has 80 spell points. A sorcerer has 100 spell points, and these are all color based. So like if you're playing Abzan, then like you've got like I think Abzan is white, red, and green, if I'm not mistaken. So you could build out a character that has white, red, and green mana to spend on spells. So this is building that same color mana system. If you want to use elements instead, like earth, wind, air, earth, fire, water, we can instead use the elemental paradigm here instead to express how your character channels magic or casts spells if you wish. It's a very fluid system that allows for as much narration as well as crunch. Less crunch, more narration. Lots of narration with lots of crunch, or minimal crunch with just background narration as just a footnote as to what powers your key or whatever. So that's how the system works. It's all built to multi-class into each other. There's natural born limitations between spell casting and martial powers, so the larger mana pools that casters don't get gished out and abused by like a 2-level fighter dip and then diving full into sorcerer to end up having like 98 spell points to just dump and kill with. There's a lot of inborn limits here that we talked about, I think back around episode, I want to say like around episode 50. You have to go back and check to see. But again, what we're doing right now is we are building out the Rune Knight. So as you can see from last week, we had built out the Banneret, also known as the Purple Knight from Forgotten Realms. You can see here the Cavalier that we built out. The Battle Master's already built out. There's the Banneret. And you can see here that you get 10 powers as you gain ranks. Third is first. At first level, you gain first rank powers, but you don't gain subclasses until third. So when you gain a subclass, you get your first 2 bonus powers as well as the features that you would normally get from that class that are modified by the power system that we're going to go through today. At 5th level, you gain 2 more. You gain 2 more at 9th, 13th, and 17th. There's only 4 ranks of power, even though you can channel up to 5. That just makes sure that by 13th level you have access to all the different powers that are available, because very few people actually get into even 13th level, much less 18th level. So cheers to that. But at the end of the 17 level spread here, you get an extra bonus 10 powers on top of the 16 that you eventually learn at 20th level. So that will eventually have up to 26 powers that your character knows, which is comparable to a full caster. So let's see, dippy, ippy, space, shippy. We already have the text here. So I think without any further ado, we'll go through and start gearing up to tear this thing apart. So we're in the Rune Knight. What we do is we do the features first, and then whatever the features come out as, that informs often what bonus powers from the list down below we're going to grant to the Rune Knight. And the Rune Knight is one of those fun classes like the Psy Warrior that has, or like the Arcane Archer, for instance, has an array of options that you can choose from to build into your kit. But this takes that and like literally multiplies it by 20. So you're going to have a shitload of different powers that could be used or could be bent into the features in the bonus power list We'll just have to see how the Rune Knight tears apart and for us to rebuild it. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going to begin, and that is where we are going. So I'm going to take this power list and peel it out as its own tab. We have the main tab here where we'll actually feed in Rune Knight information, and here we go. So, Rune Knight. Rune Knight enhances their martial prowess using the supernatural power of runes, an ancient practice that originated with giants. Rune cutters can be found among any family of giants, and you likely learned your methods first or second hand from such a mystical artisan. Whether you found the giant's work carved into a hill or cave, learned of the runes from a sage, or met the giant in person, you studied the giant's craft and learned how to apply magic runes to empower your equipment. So, third level, welcome to being a Rune Knight. You gain, according to the book, you gain skill in smith tools, and you learn the giant language. So we upgraded that. At third level, Rune Knight features bonus proficiencies. You gain the skilled feat, granting proficiency with smith's tools, giant language, and you can choose one additional skill tool or language of your choice. Or language of your choice. That's the first modified class feature that we have. So we're going to add that to the bonus proficiencies. So let's go down here. Features. Bonus proficiencies. Bam. At third level, you gain the skill feat, blah, blah, blah. There's also a third level thing, you know. Let's see. Oh yeah, Rune Carver. So, let's see how Rune Carver works. You can use magic runes to enhance your gear. You learn 2 runes of your choice from among the runes described below. And each time you gain a level in this class, you can replace one rune you know with a different rune from this feature. When you reach certain levels in this class, you learn additional runes, as shown in the runes known table. Runes. We are replacing that with our own progression. 3, 7, 10, 15, 18. And of course, as you know, we have the progression as 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, just as you would expect a half caster to progress. So we have instead 3, 7, 10, 15, 18. It trails behind a little bit. This lines up with the level of the subclass levels that you gain as a fighter. So if you go into the fighter, let's look at any fighter. You see you gain a power, you gain features at 3rd, 7th, 10th, 15th, and 18th. So that's how we framed the runes that you gain. So let's keep learning what runes are supposed to do, and then we'll see how we get to modify them. So whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch a number of objects equal to the number of runes you know, and you inscribe a different rune onto each of the objects. To be eligible, an object must be a weapon, a suit of armor, a shield, a piece of jewelry, or something else you can wear or hold in a hand. Your rune remains on an object until you finish a long rest, and an object can bear only one of your runes at a time. The following runes are available to you when you learn a rune. The following runes are available to you when you learn a rune. If a rune has a level requirement, you must be at least that level in this class to learn the rune. If a rune requires a saving throw, your rune magic save DC equals 8 plus your prof bonus plus your con modifier. And then it starts to list runes. So, list of runes. We'll get to that in a minute. Right now, what we want to do is we want to start looking at how are we going to deconstruct this. Your rune magic, the following runes are available to learn a rune. We don't have to worry about level requirements. Well, maybe we do. I have thoughts about this, but they aren't finished yet. So I think the way that I want to tackle this, right? Because I've only preliminary looked at this when I woke up this morning. That's why I was late to stream this morning for Spelljammer, because I got lost inside the runes. But I have some preliminary thoughts about how to do this, but I'm going to hold off on how I want to do runes until we break down what the runes do. So what we're going to do that is we're going to go to our list of powers, and we're going to see what runes exist and what powers are equivalent to what they have. And then from there, I think we can make informed decisions about how to implement the runes themselves. So let's see. We'll start with the Cloud Rune. So, I mean, why not start at the beginning? List of runes, Cloud Rune. This rune emulates the deception magic used by some cloud giants. While wearing and carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you have advantage on dexterity, sleight of hand checks, and charisma deception checks. Sleight of hand and deception. That sounds like an exploit to me. While carrying this object inscribed with this rune, you have advantage on dexterity and charisma deception checks. Okay, let's actually go look at the sustained powers, which are like concentration effects that you can lock on without having to maintain concentration. But let's inspired skill. When sustaining this power, you gain proficiency in the skill or tool of your choice. You can channel this power more than once simultaneously, choosing a different skill or tool with each channeling. Is there something astute? Advantage on intelligence and wisdom checks. Let's see. There's astute and there's quick, which is gain advantage on charisma and dexterity checks. Sturdy, advantage on constitution and strength checks. Okay. So none of those quite line up. Sleight of hand and deception. Now, I'm pretty sure down here in the exploits we have things that modify, I think like the charlatan. Is that it? No. Let's see. Where is it? Master burglar, acrobatics, stealth, thieves' tools. Not quite. Practice charlatan. When making, I think this is it. Deception, performance, and sleight of hand. So how does this work? It's deception and sleight of hand. You gain advantage. A blanket advantage. So let's see. This room emulates deception magic. Sustains. That's pretty cool. That's something we don't have like literally duplicated here. So, and it's a sustained power. So while it's active, that's just something that's ongoing. That's not bad. When you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to invoke the rune and choose a different creature within 30 feet of you other than the attacker. The chosen creature becomes the target of the attack using the same roll. This magic can transfer the attack's effect regardless of the attack's range. Once you invoke this rune, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. So, reaction. I think we have a redirect attack as a reaction, so let's go check it out real quick. Deflection. Downtrodden, empowered defense, feint, interpose. C, parry, countering attack, moving target, stolen fate, anchor, defense barrier. Right. Oh, interesting. Moving target. Countering attack. I could swear. Deflection. The attack is rerolled, taking the new result. Controlled fall, empowered defense, feint, interpose. Countering attack. Moving target, one's own luck, stolen fate, anchored. Oh wow! I guess this doesn't exist inside there. That's neat. Redirect the attack. Use your action to invoke the rune to choose a different creature within 30 feet of you. Okay, I'm potentially open to this. It's unique. I like that. I like that it's unique stuff. That makes it valuable for people who want to have it. Okay, so let's look at the fire rune. What does a fire rune do? This rune magic channels the masterful craft and is a great smith. While wearing or carrying an object inscribed with this rune, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make. Sustain, power, gain, expertise for using tools you're proficient with. I feel like that is a power. I don't think it's a sustained effect. I think it's just an exploit. Let's see. Adept Craftsman. When making an ability check, you can use tools you're proficient with. Nope. Adept Craftsman is different. It's expertise. Gain expertise. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's unique. Let's go opportunistic. Gifted artisan. When making an ability check that can use to perform artisan tools or musical instruments. No, that's the same, just different skills. I don't think this option exists as a power. Opportunistic. All right, let's go down into our sustained powers to see if there is something that is similar. It'd be probably a first rank power if it exists. Let's see. Adaption, Cliff Runner, Crouching Stance, Dire Impact, Elemental Resistance, Fast, Inspired Skill. While sustaining this power, you gain proficiency in a skill or tool of your choice. You can channel this power more than once simultaneously. Nope. Power, ranged, rogue, swift, trap, astute, auto, cloud strider, deadly presence, giant growth, mind sense, opportunist, quick, strength, metabolism, sturdy, unnatural weapon resistance. No, it doesn't exist. Wow, another unique thing. Gain expertise when there. And what's the other half of it? In addition, when you hit a creature with an attack using a weapon, you can invoke the rune to summon fiery shackles. The target takes an extra 2d6 fire damage. This would be restraining strike. How do we want to do that? Okay, that's pretty cool. Like restraining strike is when you hit somebody, you deal extra damage, and they are restrained until they can break free. I believe restraining strike is a second ranked power. So let's double check that real quick. Strikes. Yeah, restraining strike. Your damage increases by 1 power die per mana burn. Since it's a 2 mana, it's going to be 2d6 at 5th level. It'll eventually upgrade to a 2d8, and then it would be a 2d10 at high levels. The creature is restrained until it succeeds a strength save at the end of each of its turns. So we're potentially going to add new bonus powers based on what these runes are providing. That would take away the restraining strike as part of the fire rune. But it might just be simpler to say, and you gain the restraining strike. I'm potentially down with that. Frost Rune. So, this rune's magic evokes the might of those who survive in the wintry wilderness, such as frost giants. While wearing or carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you have advantage on wisdom, animal handling checks, and charisma intimidation checks. Wisdom, animal handling, and charisma intimidation. Good. And the secondary effect is, in addition, you can invoke the rune as a bonus action to increase your sturdiness. For 10 minutes, you gain a +2 bonus on all ability checks and saving throws that use strength or constitution. Once you invoke this rune, you can't do so again until you finish a short rest. One per SR. And then to all STR and con checks and saves. One per SR. Anything else? No. Stone Rune. This is fun. So, Stone Rune. This magic channels the judiciousness associated with stone giants. While wearing or carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you have advantage on wisdom insight checks and have dark vision out to 100. Okay. Sustained power. On wisdom insight plus dark vision 120 feet, and in addition, when a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to invoke the rune and force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw. Unless the power succeeds, the creature is charmed by you. Damage type, reaction, sustained power, Sustained power. This would be a maneuver. Within 30 feet. Wisdom save or charmed. 1 minute. 0 speed and incapacitated. Save each turn. Save end of each turn. 1 per SR. Okay, Hill Rune. Hill Rune. This rune's magic bestows a resilience reminiscent of the Hill Giant. While wearing or carrying an object that bears this rune, you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. And you have a resistance against poison damage. So, sustained power, advantage, save versus poison, plus resist poison damage. In addition, you can invoke this rune as a bonus action. Maneuver. Gain resistance to BPS for 1 minute. 1 per SR. Okay. And then Storm Rune. Storm Rune. Using this rune, you can glimpse the future like a storm giant. Seer. While wearing or carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you have advantage on intelligence arcana checks, and you can't be surprised. Wow. Sustained power. Advantage. Int arcana. Plus can't be surprised. In addition, you can invoke the rune as a bonus action. Maneuver. In a prophetic state, 1 minute. Equals any creature 60 feet. Wait, it's a reaction. Sustained power for 1 minute. Actually, it's a sustained power because it's an effect. Maneuver, gain resistance. Sustained power. There we go. That's right. Gain resistance, BPS. Any creature within 60 feet. That makes attack, save, or check. You can use your reaction to grant advantage or to grant disc/ADV/DIS. One for short rest or long. Okay, so those are the runes. I think what I want to do is pluck these. I'm going to leave that be for now. List of runes. So let's grab this. Cut. Paste. cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, Carver, burp, 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 burp. Equals Rune Knight power features. Third. Rune Carver. Gain runes. Rune table. Carver, got it. There, let's take this back up to stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hill. Stone rune 7th? Nope. Just hill and storm. Huh, interesting. Giant Smite. Okay, so, yeah, 1 mana Giant's Growth. I bet we can do that. Giant Smite, 3rd level Rune Knight feature. You have learned how to imbue yourself with the Might of Giants. As a bonus action, you magically gain the following benefits, which last 1 minute. Sustained effect. Okay, so... you can use this equals prof bonus per long rest. Okay, well that's a mood. So we can start with that. Giant Smite, is that 3rd level? Seriously? That's a lot of shit they're getting at 3rd level. That's pretty good. The runes, blah, 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 blah. Giant Smite, yeah. Giant Smite, 3rd. Okay, cool. So, Runic Shield, 7th level Rune Knight feature. You learn to invoke the rune magic to protect your allies. When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll. You can use this feature a number of times. Huh. Okay. Let's see. reaction, force, attack, roll, to re-roll, use new results, prof bonus per long rest. Three, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Third, seventh. One, two, three. Tenth. So let's see what our 10th level feature is. See. 10th level, giant great stature. 10th, the magic of your rune permanently alters you when you gain this feature. Yeah, that's cute. Inches. Increase giant damage. That's it, huh? Yeesh. That's a nothing burger of a level. So now we're at 15th. Master of Runes. You can evoke each rune you know from Rune Carver feature twice rather than once. And regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. Wow, that ain't bad. Okay. Like this is, well, this is once per short rest already. Once per short rest. These are already short rest. I mean, it's in the long rest is inferred, but that's weird. Why would they need to mention that again? What did I miss? Rune Carver. Let's go back and look. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch, blah, 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 find runes, some runes, some runes. Short or long rest, 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 short or long rest. Huh, that's a redundant feature. It doesn't really need to say. It's our second mark. We are at 2:20, so we have excellent. We have an hour to go. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's take a sip of coffee in celebration of having time on our hands. Cheers. Okay, so now we're at the 18th level feature, right? 1, 2, 3, 18th. Great stature, 18th. No, it's 10th. Yeah, right, giant growth kicker. You learn how to amplify your rune power transformation. As a result, the extra damage you deal with the giant's might feature increases to D10, and you can be size huge. Only increases your reach by 5 feet, even though you're huge. That's some weak shit. Did large not increase your size? I feel like that's a flaw. If you use the power in 1 minute. You don't gain it. Oh my god, you don't gain any reach from being large. That's kind of unmighty. Alright. Fuck you. We got better. What's it called? Runic Juggernaut. Ooh, okay. Says you, dude. One minute, profit bonus, prolonged rest, increased damage to D10. Oh. And giant growth, huge. All right, that's our stack. Those are the different. This is our quick breakdown of the features. But we are not done yet. We still have iterations to go. So let's see. Well, hey, how you doing? We're breaking down the Rune Knight today. And Rune Knight's a challenge because it's got a number of worthwhile features that the runes grant, but I don't like. It doesn't. So it as written, it really only kind of meshes with the martial power system as it stands. So this one's even more challenging than the Psy Warrior or the Battle Master or even the Arcane Archer was. So this is a fun challenge we have today. I'm into this. So we already know that the bonus proficiency is fine as is, but that's the only thing that we have set so far that we know is fine as is. We have a list of runes. We have they have a different progression list in the player's handbook here. What is that list progression again? Purple Dragon, Nibe, Eldrid. Where did it go? Rune Warrior. Thank you. Rune Knight, yes. Let's see. Rune Carver. 3, 7, 10, 15. I don't know why they break it down like that. 3, 7, 10, 15. We have a more spread out acquisition over levels with less total runes gained. I'm thinking what I want to do with these runes is I love the idea, gain runes. I love the idea of put a rune on an item you wear or hold in one or hold. It has language in there for one hand, which means that you can't use it with two-handed weapons. I want to get rid of that. Rune Knight, a lot of features. Yep, it's got a lot of features. No, it doesn't have more features than the Battle Master, though. That was a lot easier because a lot of the Battle Master stuff already existed as powers. So it was just a matter of just the bonus powers they got were basically the maneuvers that were available. It was pretty straightforward. And we just had to basically cherry pick the iconic one, like the more iconic ones that we wanted to have in there. But Rune Knights is more challenging. So I think actually I'm going to hold off. I'm going to procrastinate how the power conversion system works here for the specific runes, and instead spend some more time in the actual features that it gains on top of the pick of runes. So. Ironically, there's only 6 runes, but the list, you get 5, but there's only 6, so you almost get all the runes listed anyway. What I want to do is I want to convert the rune features into powers, and then allow you to choose which powers you carve into your items as runes, but then what's the, like, it could be like gain a free, like it could be as simple as use that power once for free, but at high levels, like once you get to 18th level and you can carve 5 runes, if you had a bunch of 4th rank features, they would all, like, if you gain a free use of the first rank rune, that's 1 mana worth of power that you're getting for free. But if then you just carved in like all 5 of them being 4th rank powers, then instead of being like 5 mana you get for free for a bunch of 1st rank powers, it would be 20 mana that you would be getting for free as 4th rank powers. And that's not quite jiving with me yet. So that's not quite gelling. So I think what I want to do is hold off on these, let it percolate in my brain a little bit longer, because I think the rest of these features are going to be a lot easier for us to convert into the power system that we have. So let's try doing that. So the sustained effect we have a power called Giant Growth. It's a sustained power. I believe it's 2nd rank. Giant Growth. While this power is sustained with 2 mana, you can increase your size to large along with equipment you carry. While this power is sustained with 4 mana, your size increases instead to huge. The table below summarizes the changes in size and other benefits to changing size. 2 mana, your size large. 2x2 space, 10-foot space. Your weight's multiplied by 4, your reach increases by 5, and you increase your damage and bonus strength ability checks by 1 power die. At 2nd rank, that's level 5. You're still using a... Where'd you go, buddy? Power Stone in your hand. Level 5, you're already using a D6. By the time you get to 4 mana, at 13th level, you're using a D8, but it'll eventually become a D10. Whew, man, that's nice. 2 power dice. 4th rank, 2 power dice. That's 2D8. Eventually, it'll be increased damage and bonus to strength ability checks. So, applies to melee weapon attacks. When huge, add both dice. When huge, add the higher power die results to your ability check as an exploit. So you're gaining free dice every time you make an attack, every time you're making a melee attack. So extra 2d10 damage as a size huge creature. At 13th level, that doesn't sound... Generally what it is like for each 2 mana you sustain, you can have a free power die of damage or a free exploit die. So sustain, like exploits, maneuvers, strikes, they're all 1 use, instant effect. It's over. 1 mana equals 1 power die. But when you do a sustained effect that allows you to deal damage or ramp up your bonuses, every 2 mana equals plus 1 die. 4 mana plus 2 die. Your max cap is always 5 mana. Can't get more than 5, so that means that you can never have more than 2 power dice. And at 17th level, it becomes a D10, so that would end up being a 2D10. Add together for damage. Take the highest die for exploit options. So, and exploits are basically anytime you modify a D20, like an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, generally count as exploits. That's what that exploit mechanic means, which is explained in the document further above. So we're looking at gain giant growth. So let's see. We already know the bonus proficiencies. Let's do that. Giant growth, sustained effect. When you, let's see. You can you learn giant growth as a 1st rank sustained You already get the increased damage of D6. You're already going to be size large. The proficiency bonus per long rest is +2 per long rest, but we're getting back mana. We're getting, at third level, you're getting 3 mana back per short rest. So you can already do this multiple times. That's a buff. Being able to grab Giant Growth as a first rank power instead of a second rank power, that is a buff. You learn Giant Growth as a first rank sustained power. And then we gain sustained effect, Giant Growth, huge, 1 minute. Huge is supposed to be 4 mana. How do I want to... This is irrelevant because we're automatically going to be upgrading to the D8s at 9th level anyway, so we don't need that feature. This is becoming a nothing burger feature. So, let's see. Rune Carver twice, 18th level, sustained effect. Oh, we could do it like this. You learn Giant Growth as a first rank sustained power. That you can sustain by spending 1 mana. That you can sustain with 1 mana. That's how we're going to use that for now. That you can sustain large size. And then we go down here. You learn Giant Growth as a... you can... as a second rank power. You learn, there it is. You learn to channel Giant Growth as a first rank power that you can sustain. Large size with 1 mana. And then down here, you can channel Giant Growth as a second rank power that you can sustain huge size with 2 mana. That is a big improvement. You could always learn Giant Growth when you gain 5th level and be able to access this stuff like for 4 mana at 13th level, but then you get the serious upgrade and then you would like you get it for free, so you don't actually need to learn it at all. And since you do learn it, you have the kicker effect that you can still do at 13th level since it takes 4 mana. But then it would only cost you 2 mana at 18th level, so it becomes a cost saver. I like that a lot. I think that is a really easy way to simplify this. So let's keep it. Let's keep that. I like it. And then we can get rid of this. We can take these things like that. Here's above the line here. That's a pretty cool capstone. Inexpensive, I think, is a big benefit because normally it would take 4 mana. It would eat up, you only have a budget of 5 mana total at 17th level. This would normally eat up, if you want to be huge, it'd eat up 4 of your 5 mana to be able to do that. This allows you to do so only at 2. So, you know, added value. Rune Carver. We'll get to that soon. Seventh equals, 10th equals, 15th equals. So we need to find shit for each of these things. So back into the fold. Done, 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 done. Master runes. You can invoke each rune you know from your rune carver feature twice rather than once. This is an empty feature. We're going to convert those. We're going to convert all these rune powers into mana costs. So this use it once or twice, like use it once or twice per long rest, that becomes completely pointless. So we're going to have to swap that out. And this D8 die at 10th level, that automatically happens with anything that throws a die at 9th level anyway. So this height increase becomes like a ridiculous ribbon feature. In addition, this one's a challenge. '15th level, Master of Runes. And 7th level, oh, okay, so 7th level Runic Shield. Reaction, force attack roll to re-roll, use new result, proficiency bonus per long rest. Runic Shield. Let's look at the language again. Runic Shield, reaction. You learn to invoke your rune magic to protect your allies. When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll. You can use this feature. That is, I'm certain, that is a reaction. So let's go find it real quick. Countering attack is reaction when an enemy within range of your weapon attack casts a spell. Oh, that's a counter spell sort of thing. Reflex. Interpose is a reaction to when an adjacent ally takes damage from a source you can see. You can take any portion of the damage. That's useful, but not what we're looking at. Empowered defense as a reaction to when you are hit by an attack roll from a source you can see. Roll a number of power dice. No. Deflection as a reaction to when you or an ally within reach of your melee attack are hit by an attack roll from a source you can see. The attack is re-rolled. Take the new result. And use the new result. So that is deflection. It is a ranged deflection. Our deflection only counts for creatures that are, when you are an ally within reach. We still have 40 minutes left? Yeah, good. Let's see. As a reaction to a creature within 30 feet taking damage. No, that's Curse of Exposure. As a reaction to when you or an ally within reach of your melee weapon attack are hit by an attack roll from a source you can see, the attack is re-rolled, taking the new result. The reroll can't score a critical hit. That's a nice little piece of caveat that doesn't exist. All right. As a reaction, you learn to invoke magic when another creature. As a reaction, when you or an ally within you or a creature. I need to. Good point. Down here at the bottom of the well, timeline. To do. Confirm targeting creature versus ally versus enemy. Language. Be sure saving throw triggers are consistent. I'm sure I'll have other things I need to do, but that'll give me something fun to do on my spare time. Like I have so much spare time. Jump back to the top. Huh. Okay, so as a reaction to when you... Another creature you can see. Ah. So deflection is useful. Where'd you go? There. That is a reaction 1. We'll keep deflection because it's different. It's melee stuff only. It affects you and it gets rid of crits. So that's useful. Has a place. Different. 7. There. Let's see. As a reaction to when a creature comma. The attack is rerolled, taking the new result. As a reaction to when a creature within 60 feet of you... I like this song a lot. As a reaction, forcing the attack to reroll. You can spend 1 mana. Forcing the attack 1 mana, causing the attack to re-roll. Comma, taking the new result. I don't know if that's great language or not, but it's the language we got. For now, anyway. Seventh. Three, 1, 2, 3, and plus. Okay, now we're getting into the trickier shit. 15th level Master of Runes. God, what are we gonna do about you? Man, oh man, oh man, Drake. What are we going to do? Master of Runes. You can evoke each rune twice. Who cares? Okay, so I feel like we're going to do a rune carver thing. Can imbue objects with powers you know. Improve runes. Improve runes. Great stature. God, what a belly nothing feature. Yeah. Runes, improve runes. Size, more size. Great stature. And on top of it, we got to pick out a whole bunch of free powers too. God, this is complicated. What a fun challenge. Let's see. Advantage on dexterity, is out of hand. Cloud rune, sustained power 1. That's worthy of a sustained power, but it's these runes are, so if we frame it this way, the runes are basically granting a stack of powers. The way that we resolved this with the Battle Master was to pluck out all of the powers and just add them to the bonus list, but they were actual powers that were there. I don't want to have like 40,000 powers in here that are like advantage to Dex and Charisma Deception. I'm fine with these being individual runes that are sustained effects. Sustained. Creature within 30 feet that is hit, you choose a new target other than the attacker to be the new target. Creature within 30 feet is hit, you choose a new target. When a creature within 30 feet that is hit by an attack, you choose a new target within 30 feet. So if we make that a reaction 1, that's cool. This is just restraining strike and a damage type. I don't want to have gain expertise when using tools you're proficient with. That's useful. That's actually very useful. Like, well, it's a fighter, so it can't be ridiculously useful. But if you multiclass into rogue, it would be really useful for like thieves' tools. +2 bonus on all strength and constitution checks and saving throws. That's worth a power. That's worth a power of 1 for sure. Restraining strike is already expertise when you're proficient with, and fire damage. God, that's good economy. deals fire damage. Gain resistance to BPS for 1 minute. Sustained power 1. That's really efficient. We have a sustained power, and it costs 1 mana per resistance. Not for all 3 of them. So that's ridiculously efficient. Rogue Stance, Swift Assessment, Astute, Auto Attunement. Where is it? Deadly Presence, Giant Growth. Unnatural Resistance. Oh, no, that's second rank. First rank is what? Elemental Resistance. Pack, Fast, Inspired, Omni, Power, Ranged, Rogues, Swift, Trap Springer, Astute, Auto, Castigate, Close Quarter, Cloud, Strider, Deadly Presence, Giant Growth, Mind Sense, Opportunist, Quick, Sturdy. Weapon Resistance. Oh yeah, Weapon Resistance. It was right there. Your resistance to non-magical, bludgeon, piercing, and slashing damage. That's a 2 mana pull. But to be fair, barbarians get it for free, so having it be a sustained 1 isn't unreasonable compared to free. So that's okay. It looks like what we got going on here is we've got 1 free sustained effect, and then we've got something that costs a mana to do. Either as a reaction that costs 1 mana, or as a strike 1 mana, or it's 1 mana to sustain the power. So far, I'm liking this structure. So, Hill Giant, sustained power, advantage, saving throw versus poison, and resist poison damage. That's worth a mana by itself. Sustained power, gain resistance to BPS. Jesus. That's strong. It is a 7th level thing, so maybe that's why it's higher. I mean, that tracks. It's higher level. It's 2 mana worth of stuff, as opposed to this is 1 for free at 3rd. This is 2 at 7th, which would at minimum be 5th level for that much sustained power. That tracks. Here's our advantage on Wisdom and Dark Vision, 120 feet. Dark Vision is a 1 mana effect. Reaction, when a target is within 30 feet, Wisdom saving throw or charm for 1 minute. That's interesting that it's a reaction. Let's make it a maneuver instead. Zero and incapacitated until taking damage. Period. Can save at the end of each turn. That's really good. That feels like a 2nd rank power. Let's look to see if they have anything here that's a maneuver that's similar to it. Again, anyone that wants to read along with this, you can go into the description down below, click on the Patreon link, scroll down to the Martial Powers playtest, and then click on the document, and this is a read-only document you can read. rolls. And burn, when you curse a mortal mind, you curse a creature, you can see it roll ability check and concentration checks with disadvantage. Flatten, goad. Rally, restraining hold, swift attunement, swift resuscitation, vanish. You know what? Honestly, I'm okay with that being first rank. That's cool. Advantage, intelligence, can't be surprised. That alone feels like it should be a 1. Any creature 60 feet that makes an attack, save, or check, you can use to grant advantage or disadvantage. Jeez, McCrow. That feels like that sounds like opt. Let's look at reactions. As a reaction to rolling an ability check, but before determining success, nope. Punish parry, countering, curse, moving target, one's own luck. As a reaction to rolling one more power dice, you can re-roll any number of dice and take the higher result. Stolen Fate, as a reaction to when a creature you can see within 30 feet makes an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, you can curse them to roll again. They can use the lower, use the lower d20 result, and you use the higher result when you roll a d20. Replacing your roll, if you choose, for one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This benefit is lost if the result isn't used by the end of your next turn. Yeah, that feels about right. So that's a second rank ability though. So for 1 minute, any creature 60 feet that takes, you can use your reaction once per short rest. For 1 minute. God, that's really good. I like that. I'm good with that structure though. So yeah, these 7th are definitely worth more mana than the other ones. So I like how that's parsing out. Storm. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I feel like advantage save, that's feels like Strange Anatomy, I think. So I'm going to go to Sustained Effects and look at Strange Anatomy. Or Unnatural Anatomy, is that what it's called? Oops, I'm down to 20 minutes. Uh-oh. Let's see. Unnatural resistance? No. Type of power. Clarity, Ghostwalker. Too far up. Strange Metabolism. There you go. Strange Metabolism. When sustaining this power, you are immune to poison damage and the poison condition. You are immune to poison damage and the poison condition. In addition, as a bonus action, you can make an unarmed attack that deals 1 power die of poison damage, and the creature is poisoned until it succeeds a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns. You can make an unarmed attack that deals 1 power die of poison damage. That's not bad. How's that read? It's not as good. So there's that. Maybe we want to advantage on saving throws and resist poison damage. These are all good. So if I were to get rid of that requirement, now we're to make that free. Now we're to make this free. I could make this 2. No, we can do this, instead of being a sustained power, we can make this a maneuver. That is where the action economy is. Maneuver. Yes, any creature that's within, that's appropriate. Oh wait, no. Erps, no, it's a reaction. I like that granting advantage or disadvantage as you please. Any creature you can see there. I like that better. That works. Can't be surprised, advantage, intelligence, arcana. I'm okay with that being a free bonus thing. And then while this is active, yes, then you can, as a reaction 1, you can use this to trigger an effect. Maneuver 1, when target is within 30 feet, wisdom save or charmed, reduce speed. That's a maneuver. Gain resistance. Nope, +2 is appropriate. Advantage is too strong. Grant a +2 bonus to all strength, con, checks, and saves. As a one mana sustained power, that's pretty damn good. I'm happy with that. Sustained good, sustained good. Does it say non-magical? I bet it does. Non-magical. BPS. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Milo? So, get a design document for my warehouse simulator. I make and I'll have a nice arcade twist, but first some PDF reading. Make some DVD. Right on, man. Good luck. Okay, great. So let's see. Strike 1, good. Reaction 1, creature within 30 feet. That is hit. You choose a new target within 30 feet other than the attacker to be the new target with the same attack roll. To be the new target. I'm good with all of these. I'm officially content with these. 0 cost. Sustained power, no cost. So this is introducing a 0 cost power. Call it an effect instead. Okay, this is working out. So let's take this list of runes. And let's pull it up here into the rune features. Here, list of runes. Third, rune table. Oh, I know what to do. Okay. I think I have an idea what we're gonna do here. So third, let's grab our rune language. Bonus proficiency, Giant's Might. Third equals Rune Carver. Scroll down here. Rune Knight enhances, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Copy. And get back up in here to our Rune Carver shit. Here you can use magic runes to enhance your gear. You learn 2 runes of your choice to enhance your gear from among the runes described below, and each time you gain a level in this class, you can replace one rune you know with a different one from another class. And each time, each time you gain a level, you can replace the runes you know with different ones. When you reach certain levels in a class, you learn additional runes, as shown in the rune known table below. There. Rune table. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch a number of objects equal to the number of runes you know, and you inscribe a different rune onto each of the objects. To be eligible, an object must be a weapon, suit of armor, shield, piece of jewelry, or something else you can wear or hold. Or carry unencumbered. I like that better. I like the idea of being able to use a two-handed sword. This doesn't let you use two-handed swords. I think you should be able to. So changing the language to not just one hand, but unencumbered. There you go. Some runes. Yes, yes, yes. We are translating the Rune Knight into the martial powers system. What hostile? So the martial powers, if you want to catch up, in the description down here, there's the Patreon link. You can then use that to open here. I did this at the beginning of the stream. You can see it, but you don't have to be a member of my Patreon to access this stuff. Playtest content for martial powers. Click here, and it takes you to the document that we are currently working on right now. For you, it will be read only. So you can read along all you want. Here and here, martial powers playtest. We'll pick up and move all this stuff into the actual document once we get there. And we are definitely getting there. So we already had the Giant's Might, which is you learn the giant growth. You learn the giant growth. You learn giant growth as a sustained power that you can, as a first rank power that you can sustain. That you can sustain to increase your size to large. You can sustain with 1 mana to increase your size to large. Period. And then further down at the 18th, you can channel giant growth as a second rank power that you can sustain with 2 mana to increase your size to huge. There. Okay, so Rune Carver, that's resolved. So what we can do is we can switch it up. So let's see, can I view objects that you know? Height increase. Let's see. I want to, so 10th. What I want to do, so we have everything taken care of except for the 10th and the 15th level features. How do I want to convert this? List of powers, sustained effect, frost rune, bump, 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 bump. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 powers that you're already getting. Jesus Christ, this guy's going to be just steeped in power. Total runes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I want to use these runes to learn things, alternate runes, as you gain higher levels. Whew, okay, here's an idea. As a second rank power that you can sustain with 2 mana to increase your size to huge. Give me a second. I'm having a think. Alternatively, you can imbue a rune with a first rank sustained power you know, reducing the mana cost to 0 to sustain the effect. Seventh level. Unit power. Starting at no, that's gonna be way too aggressive. Reducing the mana cost to 0 to sustain the effect. No. Alternatively, it's got to be a benefit. Alternatively, you can. Oh, that's what we do. Third rank. So how does that work? Third rank, you gain access to runes. At it's 10th level and 15th level that are the goose eggs. So we need to fix that. That's what we do. Okay. I think I've got this figured out. 10 improved runes. It's technically time. I'm going to blow over a few minutes. And I know there's some text going on down here in the corner, but I'm in the middle of a thinking. So let's make this 18th. There. That's gonna fucking do it. Holy shit. Very yes. So give me a second to build this out here. There it is. There it is. Oh my god. Okay, great. So, here's how this works. We have our set of 6 runes that we can learn from. When we gain, and then, so at 3rd level, that's the stuff that you get. These are your 6 runes that you normally learn. At 3rd level, you only know 1. Up to 18th level, you'll eventually learn 5. At 7th level, no, at 10th level, 7 levels after you gain your rune, at 10th level, you can choose one first rank sustained power you know, and as a rune, reducing the cost to 0 mana to sustain, period. Holy shit, that's awesome. Okay, so all these, we already determined that all these base runes that we have, they have a 0 cost sustained effect, and they have kicker things for reactions. 1, 2, 3, 4. You learn those, great, you get those kicker effects. We have the reaction thing. As a reaction to when a creature, it costs 1 mana. And you can cause a reroll, taking the new result. 15th level, you can channel. At 3rd level, you can also channel giant size, so you can be size large. Then at 15th instead of 18th, you can channel the kicker effect, so that your giant growth as 2 mana becomes huge. You can channel giant growth. Nah, let's leave it at the 2nd rank power. That's good enough. But 18th level, there's 1 rank power. This can include Runic Juggernaut at 10th level to sustain. This can include giant. What's it called? Is that what it's called? Giant Might? Giant Might. Giant growth power learned with gained with. This can include giant growth power gained with Runic Juggernaut. Holy crap. Okay. Nice. Okay, sustained powers. They cost anywhere from 1 to 5 mana, right? First to 5th rank. We're looking at martial powers here. It has the half casting progression. First level or first rank powers at 1st, 2nd at 5th, 3rd at 9th, 4th at 13th, and then 5th at 17th. The ranks, the levels that we gain new rune options are 3rd, 7th, 10th, 15th, and 18th. Within a level, basically within a level of you already gaining, except for 7th, within gaining the new rank of power. So the base runes that we have a 0 cost sustained effect, which is kind of like concentration, but since it's a 0 cost, it doesn't require concentration to maintain it. At 10th level, we then upgrade it so that you can instead learn a 1st rank sustained power off of the power list that we already developed here. You can pick up any of these 1st rank powers and learn those for 0 cost. And then at 18th level, you can pick up any 2nd rank powers, sustained powers. and learn those as a zero cost sustained effect instead of one of the runes. So you can choose one second rank sustained power to replace one rune from the listed runes above. Reducing the cost to 0 mana to sustain. There. Hopefully that makes sense. You know, for those that are deeply indoctrinated with this stuff already. Above, comma, reducing in addition, you can choose first rank sustained power to replace one of the listed runes above, reducing the cost to 0 mana to sustain. This can include the giant growth power gained with Giant Smite. So let's see if I can catch up on the text. Is it just advanced melee options? Oh, I get it now. You said that it's just different spellcasting system. How does it work? It's you gain mana. It's up to, you have 4 ranks of power, but you can channel up to 5 mana. Each point of mana increases the effectiveness of many of these powers. So, like, for example, if you are a 9th level character, you can channel up to 3rd rank powers. It allows you to put up to 3 mana into effect. If it grants you a die roll of some sort to either increase the effect or the amount of damage, the dice that you roll are D8s. You learn a number of powers based on your level here. The amount of mana that you have is based on whether you're a hybrid character, which are rangers, paladins, and artificers, versus a martial, which is a barbarian, fighter, monk, and rogue. The martials regain on short rests, while the hybrids regain on long rests. When you pick a subclass, you gain a stack of bonus feats that you can choose from. Here's all the powers. You can check out the description down below. In the ranks, there's like 34 like alternate divine smite options, which we call strikes. There's also reactions that cost mana to use each time. There's exploits that modify your... there's maneuvers, which are like spell-like effects that you can use either an action or a bonus action to trigger to affect somebody that doesn't require you to maintain concentration, but once they get hit with it, it's either an instant effect or it stays active until they can get out of it with a saving throw or a caveat condition. And then there's exploits, which modify die rolls. For example, the Adept Craftsman, when you spend 1 point of mana, you can make an ability check that can use tools you're proficient with. You roll a power die for each mana channeled, adding the highest result to the reroll. So if I am 9th level, I'm throwing D8s. I could spend, like on that Adept Craftsman, I could spend a single point of mana to get a bonus D8 added to the result of my ability check. Or if I really wanted to bust the curve, I could throw up to 3 mana into it, roll 3 8-sided die, and keep the best result. So there's a depreciating return, but it still stays within the bounded accuracy of 5th edition. Like, it doesn't outpace an inspiration die. You can throw multiple dice, but you're only going to keep the best one. And then there's various classes that bend these features. The kicker caveat here is sustained powers are things that you can maintain concentration to sustain. You can sustain a number of ranks worth of sustained powers equal to your max rank. So a 9th level character can sustain up to 3 ranks worth of sustained powers, which could be 3 separate first rank powers or a single 3rd rank power or a 1st and 2nd rank power together. Doing so increases the concentration minimum 10 plus numbers of ranks sustained. So like 3 ranks of mana equals a DC 13, and that counts for any it's the baseline for damage taken. Like if you take damage, it's going to be half the damage taken, or in this instance, 13, whichever is highest. But it also is affected by saving throws. Any saving throw that you make, if the roll in this instance is below 13, you may or may not succeed the saving throw, but if you rolled that saving throw below 13, you automatically lose concentration, all of your effects. To prevent you from having to make saving throws at all, you can lock the sustained effect. Doing so reduces your maximum rank available by the number of mana locked. So if a 9th level character locks all 3 mana, you can't use mana at all anymore until you free up some of those ranks. So if you had 3 separate powers that you were sustaining, 1 each, you could lock one of them, and you wouldn't have to worry about losing that. Your concentration check drops to 12, but you still have 2 mana open, so you could like use 2 dice for an exploits, maneuvers, strikes, and reactions are all instant effects. Like you could sustain haste as a 3rd level spell as a wizard and still throw a 3rd level fireball. Like you can concentrate and cast instant effects at the same time, but you can only maintain up to 3 at 9th level. You can only maintain up to 3 ranks of concentration effects. So if I already have 3 ranks filled, and I have a 3rd rank power that I want to use, I'm going to have to dump all my other mana to pick up that 3rd rank power. And in the same sense, if I were to lock those 3 ranks of mana, I can't use any exploits. I can't use any strikes, reactions, or maneuvers unless they cost 0 mana to use. Instead of learning a power that requires mana to actually use, you can instead learn a damage type. So you always deal acid damage instead of weapon damage or unarmed strike damage if you choose. Like at 5th level, you can pick up like psychic damage instead. So that's a 0 cost effect. Even if all your channels are locked, you could always deal psychic damage if you wanted. Otherwise, there's also, you can pick up a feat. Instead of learning powers that cost mana, you can instead just learn a shitload of feats. And those are 0 cost effects. Anytime you want to use crossbow expert, you can use it. It doesn't cost anything. So you can lock all 3 of your ranks and then have the rest of your shit just a bunch of, like you could have 3 ranks of sustained effects that you want to buff your character with permanently, lock those effects, and then you can just fill up the rest of your powers with feats. So you have a mana-less character that has cherry-picked sustained power effects, and the rest of it you just spend on feats. So when you gain an ASI at 4th, and like the fighter at 6th, 8th, 12th, etc., you can just spend ASI because you're buying all the feats that you want off of your power list. A character naturally gets 16 powers over the course of 20 levels, which could be 16 feats if you wanted instead. And on top of that, every class, every subclass gains a bonus list of 10 powers. And it doesn't matter what the level of the power is. It's just, is it appropriate for the level that they're picking? So that's what we're looking at. So yeah, that's the quick crash course. But if you go in and you look at the read-only document, you'll be able to read all these mechanics of how they work, how multi-classing works, how warlocks can use invocations, how artificers can use infusions, the magic item system that we have in the DM section. As well as like power paradigms like color magic or elemental magic, and then there's like kits that you can add on to creatures that you want to add powers to as well. Yeah, no mana, but no concentration at all. You automatically succeed concentration checks, but it cuts off your mana supply, right? Like a morph rune that lets you conceal yourself as objects and alive entities that could be something for... Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff like that. So you can just dig through all the effects and check it out. But I am over time, so I have to go for now, which means that I'm going to have to come back and finish this on another session. So I got to check out for now. What is this? I can come back and finish this on on Friday, actually. Normally I don't stream on Fridays. That's an open day for me. But I've been wanting to add in like bonus time for doing stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this document, and we're going to come back and we're going to finish this on Friday, and then next week when we come back, On Wednesday next week, we're going to do the samurai. And that'll be the last. Eldritch Knight is a special case that we handle separately. So we'll do the samurai next week, and then we'll go back into the monks and start digging through the monks again. But but that's all I have for now. And hey Alan, I love how the system is. Thank you. Can't wait to see the rules for monsters using these powers. Absolutely. They're in the playtest document already. If you want to stream down to the bottom, you can just look at, like I said, there's a read-only version of this that you can look at. It's this document that I'm looking at right now. You only have read-only access. But you can go down and you can check out the preliminary work that we've done. Here's our power gear for the magic weapons. And then the random gear generator. We have a couple examples of some power gear, like the Fellhammer and the treads of the mountain goat. That's some fun stuff. I'll probably end up building up like a shitload of these for the book when it actually comes out. DM section here, how to limit access to power. Like if you want your rogues to only have like access to exploits, reactions, and strikes, for instance, you can charge them extra known powers to pick up maneuvers and sustained effects if you wanted. If you wanted to, like if you had a reason to limit power, you could do that. Variant systems. Different magic paradigms, that is a work in progress. Creatures using power, here you go. The 4E design philosophy of the different types of creature effects, artillery, brutes, controllers, lurkers, skirmishers, soldiers, and solos. Here is the CR of the creature for the maximum rank that they have, and when they throw a power die, they're going to scale from D4 to D12, because they don't have to worry about staying inside of bounded accuracy, so we can blow out the power curve. And the amount of powers that they can know by their rank of creature. And so we have some examples. Boss fight ogre. So like extended attack for extra reach, restraining hold so it keeps a grip on you. It automatically grapples you when it hits with an attack. A T-Rex. A boss fight for a beholder. Solo example, boss fight ancient dragon. These are just using the solo mechanics. But then we also have like a soldier example of a minion skeleton. That's a brute example. And then we have a bunch of solo examples. So this is just getting started. We could, if we wanted to, ultimately take the entire monster manual and convert the entire monster manual book into this power system and give unique kits to every single creature that's in it, like the kobolds, goblins, bugbears, down the line, like beholders, all of them. We can do that eventually if there's enough interest for us to do that. We could also take things like Flea Mortals or any of the Cobalt Press books, and on my Patreon, I could convert all of those into the power system and just shell those out as Patreon benefits for people that are interested. But this is all here for you guys to chew on, play with. I'm going to be running a playtest for this in a couple months, from level 3 to 7 in a Hex Crawl Dungeon Delve campaign. This is going to be kind of like a West March open mic. Anyone that is a $1 or higher contributor to my Patreon gets to vote on which day of the week we're going to have that play testing, and automatically gets first dibs on seats when they come in. If we have more than 5 people that are interested in participating, then it would be if we have like 5 Patreon members that are available, it would be a lottery pick of who gets to play on a specific day. And then people that weren't picked in the lottery for the next week would automatically be included. But it's just going to be a round robin West March style, so people can opt in and opt out. It's just going to be an exploration, dungeon delving, exploring spaces, just burning mana in different ways to be able to overcome challenges. But now I am very much over time. I will be back on Friday to explore this more and finish out the Rune Knight. And I will be back tomorrow morning to continue artwork on the Spelljammer book that we've been working on. And thanks a lot for being here, guys. This is a lot of fun. Yeah. You'd be welcome. If you're not a Patreon, you're also welcome to participate. It's just you won't have first dibs and you won't have any control over what day of the week it is. So, but if you're interested, check it out. Otherwise, I'll throw out open invites for people to jump in on this stuff whenever they want. So that's it. See you guys tomorrow morning.